You know how every biological function eventually gets turned into a subscription service? Sleep, focus, hair, aging. Well, formula milk might be the most successful example of that business model ever created. We're talking about a $70 billion global industry built on a simple premise. Replace something nature already provides for free and sell it back to you in a can. Think about how wild that is. This isn't just a product, it's the industrial monetization of human biology. Now, before anyone gets defensive, let's be very clear about one thing up front, because this matters. This video is not about shaming parents. If you use formula, you are not the villain here. You are the customer. A customer inside a system so well designed, so well marketed, that it quietly removes choice, while telling you it's empowering you. The industry didn't simply compete with breast milk. They engineered dependency on an industrially produced alternative. They didn't cure a disease, they monetized a function. The real genius of the formula industry wasn't the powder, it was the philosophy. Early on, they realized something critical. Selling formula as an alternative wasn't enough. Alternatives invite comparison, and comparison invites doubt. So instead, they sold superiority. They reframed breastfeeding, the biological norm, as primitive, inconvenient, unscientific, messy, emotional, old-fashioned. Meanwhile, their industrial powder, clean, measured, modern, medical. This wasn't advertising, it was medicalization. Sales reps didn't just show up with brochures, they showed up in white coats. Hospitals and maternity wards quietly became distribution points for corporate nutrition. And the most elegant weapon in their entire strategy, the free sample. Because a free sample doesn't feel like marketing, it feels like help. But biologically it's a trap. Lactation runs on supply and demand. If a newborn is supplemented early with formula, the body gets a signal. Less demand. Milk production drops. By the time the free cans are gone, the biological system has already adjusted, and suddenly that paid product isn't a choice anymore. It's a necessity. They didn't wait for parents to fail. They designed the conditions where success became harder. And while this was happening biologically, it was also happening legally. Formula companies spent decades lobbying to keep regulations flexible and labelling vague. Transparency was never the goal. Confidence was. And this strategy went global. In developing nations, the same marketing playbook appeared again. Sales reps dressed as healthcare workers, promoting formula as modern and scientific, even in places where clean water wasn't guaranteed. Which brings us to what I call science theatre. Science theatre is simple. You take a cheap industrial base and decorate it with scientific language. Take DHA and ARA, plastered across cans in bold letters. Brain development. Eye health. Sounds impressive. But these compounds are often sourced from industrial algae or fungal oils, produced through fermentation in controlled vats. They're isolated ingredients, not the complex biological systems found in human milk. The industry didn't replicate biology, they replicated the label. First, they introduced the anxiety. What if your baby isn't getting enough brain support? Then they sold the solution, a fortified powder with patented additives. They didn't sell nutrition, they sold reassurance. Now flip the can around. Ignore the gold standard language for a moment. The first ingredient you'll often see isn't milk, it's corn syrup solids. A carbohydrate source commonly debated in adult nutrition, reframed here as gentle or sensitive. Not because it's biologically superior, but because it's efficient to manufacture and easy to standardize. Fast calories, packaged as developmental care, then there's the fat blend. To mimic the fatty acid profile of human milk, manufacturers rely heavily on palm oil, a shelf-stable fat that looks perfect on a spreadsheet. But biology doesn't need spreadsheets. In digestion, palm oil behaves differently. It can bind with minerals, forming compounds associated with firmer stools and reduced mineral absorption. Not toxic, not catastrophic. Just not milk. And to keep these oils shelf-stable for months in a metal can, they're heavily processed, heated, refined, deodorized, until they meet regulatory targets. The product checks boxes, but it doesn't behave like biology. This entire system runs on consolidation. A small number of massive corporations control most of the global supply. Which means we've built infant nutrition around a single point of failure, and we saw what happens when that system cracks. One factory issue, one recall. Suddenly shelves are empty, parents panic, and an entire country realises it outsourced a basic biological function to a fragile supply chain. When one factory sneezes, millions scramble. Not because alternatives don't exist, but because we forgot how to trust them. That's not resilience, that's dependency by design. The lie isn't that formula exists, the lie is that it's nutritionally equal. It's not, it's a convenient approximation, refined, standardised, profitable. And if you rely on it, that doesn't make you irresponsible. It makes you the target of a $70 billion marketing machine designed to sell doubt before it sells powder. Because the most expensive thing this industry sold wasn't formula, it was confidence. And then the replacement for it. And that is very profitable. Subscribe to Sketchy Blitz, we're just getting started.